Snake plants are known for being pretty much one of the easiest houseplants you can possibly grow. But let's be honest, a lot of them are kind of boring. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 best types of snake plants, not just the toughest ones, but the ones that will actually look good inside of your home. I think that a lot of people don't realize that there are actually so many different types of snake plants, and some are actually incredibly unique and incredibly cool while still being some of the easiest houseplants that you can possibly grow. These are all plants that can handle low light, irregular watering, and a little bit of neglect. So they're perfect if you want something that is low effort but high impact. And make sure you stick around until the end, because the last plant on this list, it looks like something that came straight out of a modern art museum, and it might just be the easiest one of all to grow. All right, let's get into it. We're starting off the list with one of the most unusual looking snake plants that you can grow indoors, the Cylindrica, sometimes also known as the starfish or the bonsai snake plant. It has thick, round, tubular leaves that grow outward in these really clean, geometric patterns. It doesn't even really look like a normal houseplant. It looks sculptural. It looks almost futuristic. Despite the unique shape, it is incredibly easy to grow. It loves bright light, but it will do fine in medium light, and honestly even low light. It will just grow slower, and it needs, like all snake plants, very little water. So if you want a snake plant that instantly looks different from everything else on the shelf, every other snake plant that you've seen, and doesn't even really look like a snake plant, then this one is a great place to start. Next up is the Moonshine Sansevieria, and this one stands out immediately because of its color. Instead of dark green leaves or yellow, you get this pale, silvery, almost mint green kind of tone that looks incredibly clean and modern. It works really well in minimal spaces and in bright rooms, but it is still just as tough as any other snake plant. Brighter light will keep the color lighter, but it'll still tolerate lower light without any trouble. This is one of the best snake plants if you want something that's subtle but still eye-catching. And this one for a long time was my favorite snake plant of all. So I've grown a ton of these over the years, and these ones really stand out amongst all of the snake plants. So that's the Moonshine snake plant, or the Moonshine Sansevieria. All right, now we're talking about the Fernwood Mikado Sansevieria. The Fernwood Mikado has a completely different vibe from all the other snake plants on the list. It has thin, upright, spiky leaves that grow in these dense clusters, giving it a softer, more textured look than the traditional snake plants. It almost feels like a cross between a snake plant and like an ornamental grass or something like that. And just like the others, it is extremely tolerant of low light and inconsistent low watering, which makes it perfect for busy schedules or darker rooms. If you want a snake plant that feels lighter and less rigid, then this is a great option. And a lot of people don't know, the Fernwood Mikado is actually the original form of the Sansevieria. This is the original snake plant that all others are derived from. So that makes it pretty special too, because it is the original, it is the oldest, and it is just a special snake plant if you want to go back to the very roots of where Sansevierias and snake plants first originated from. Then you got to go with the Fernwood Mikado. The black coral snake plant. It is one of the best snake plants that you can buy. It has deep green, almost dark green, almost black leaves with subtle striping that gives it a really rich, polished look. Much more refined than the basic varieties that you see everywhere. So this one looks pretty similar to the standard Zeylanica. It just has much darker color. And this plant, like the rest, is incredibly forgiving. Low light, low water, low care in general, and it will handle all of it without complaining. So if you want a timeless, no-nonsense snake plant that always looks good, the black coral is hard to beat. And if you want one that, has a closer look to the standard Ceylonica that you're used to, but, with just a more interesting color, then the black coral is the choice for you. Let's check out one more. All right, we are at the end of the list, guys, and this is the one I told you to wait for because this is my favorite snake plant of all, the shark fin. All right, the shark fin snake plant, it usually grows one or two massive, thick leaves that stick straight up out of the pot, literally looking like a shark fin breaking out of the surface of the water. It's bold, it's weird, and it looks way more expensive than it actually is. Those thick leaves, they store so much water, which make this one of the most drought-tolerant snake plants you can grow. It grows slowly, but that's part of the appeal. It keeps its dramatic shape for years. If you want one plant that makes a statement without needing consistent attention, the shark fin snake plant is absolutely one of the best choices you can make. And also, I have found that it's constantly sending out new shoots. They grow super slowly, but if you want to divide it up, you can kind of just break them off. They'll go off of the root kind of in a U shape almost and stick up. And if you just kind of dig down in the soil and just snap it off, put that in a new pot, then it will grow into a whole new one. So that's what I would recommend doing with the shark fin. Instead of, having the one main one and then a kind of tiny one sticking up around it, just break it off and put it in a new pot. And before you know it, you'll have a bunch of these. And the leaves of these are huge. It's really unlike any other snake plant. And the other thing is, with all those shoots it's sending off, I've reached the point where I had several of the shark fin snake plants in different pots around the house. And, they kept just dividing and growing more. So at this point, pretty much everyone I know has one of these. I've given them out to all my friends, all my family. They're great for gifts, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. So it's not only my favorite snake plant of all and an incredible plant, but it is one that, it's just the gift that keeps giving. You can keep dividing them up, giving them out to all your friends, and, that also, I think, makes this a really special plant. So there you have it. Those are my picks for the 5 best snake plants that you can grow indoors. If you want plants that are tough, low maintenance, but still very visually interesting, snake plants are hard to beat. And these are some of the best. You don't need to go with just the standard Ceylonica or the Laurentii. There are much more unique and special ones. So get one from this list and let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, or if there's a snake plant you think deserves a spot on the list that I didn't mention. I'd love to hear from you guys. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you are, because I've got a lot more plant videos coming that focus on easy, realistic houseplants that actually work in real homes. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.